Good morning and welcome to Weekend Spot Plays with Scotty. I'm Scotty McKeever, and I'm going to cover all the horses I like for both Saturday and Sunday. I always expect that all of these will run well. It's going to come down to how you bet them, of course, and watch them carefully. I think I found some good ones for the weekend, but we're going to find out. So I've been pretty hot of late, so let's see if we can continue that streak. And we're going to start with race number 4 here from Gulfstream Park, where I like this 8-horse, Blonde on a Mission. And let me show you why. This horse was off since September of last year. Drops in class here from 60 to 52, 4% to win, had a 49 GSR, only lost by 6.5 lengths. Broke 9th. Not the best breaker in the world, but I don't think has to be. And now this horse goes from a 49 GSR to a 74 GSR and facing similar company. Second off the layoff. I think this horse has a big look. And one of the things I look at is I make sure that I don't really love the favorites. The 1 and the 2 are going to be your favorites. The 2 horse has got an 0 for 10 jockey trainer combination, 0% trainer. So, I think the 1 horse is probably the second horse. I didn't love the EquinEdge long shot, the 4 horse Katie's Dream Girl. So I think that by default, this horse might get a very nice trip and should love the synthetic. In fact, this horse in $47,000 total money earned, this horse earned $39,000. So I think that the 8-horse Blonde on a Mission has a big look. So why don't let's see if we can watch this past race. Can we watch this past race today? Gulfstream Park, race number 4. We might be able to. Let's see if we can pull up the link feature, which is nobody has this just yet besides me. But okay, so we're looking at the 4 horse here. And let's see what we can learn from this horse. I haven't watched this, by the way.
Blonde on a Mission off a step slow.
Okay, so let's watch that again. Looks like the horse, broke very slow. But I don't think this horse has much speed anyways, right?
Good start for Kizzy, who's headed off of the early lead. Danger has
maybe more than I would have thought. Let's see.
And here's the gray choose to be happy into the top.
So what we want to really look at is see if the jockey's even trying or just pretty much getting the horse fit and ready to go for a win today. So I'm going to forward this just a little bit so we don't have to watch the entire thing. All right, right here is probably good. And you want to watch here. This horse is in 6th, 7th place right here on the outside of 2. We want to watch the jockey.
Scenic View now has the narrow advantage from the
inside. He is definitely asking the horse.
Between horses, Danger, Mosler's Image, loose for the drive, and Kizzy's up the rail. Who do you like here? 1/8 of a mile to go down the center.
All right, so this horse was never in contention for the win. It doesn't change my mind though on how I feel about the horse. I just think that horse had to have needed that race off that long layoff, getting an easier field here. And I think you're going to see an improved effort, I for sure. And going from 4% as well to 9%. This GSR, though, is huge, too. You have to understand that GSR on this horse was super, super low. So, look, a 49, and now all of a sudden jumping to a 74. This is the type of horse you're looking for because people can't see this. They're like, okay, got 9th, but this horse should improve, second off the layoff. So you might even get a price on this horse, but I would look at the 8-horse as a winner in this race. So especially since these contenders don't look that great. All right, so for my second play today, we're going to go straight to race number 5 here at Gulfstream Park. And the 6-horse Spectacular Gal. This is going to be your favorite. 5-2 on the odds makers morning line, 9-5 on the EquinEdge morning line. Is very tactical, not facing much. If you sort the pace, what you see is this EquinEdge long shot, it's going to be on the lead. The 1 horse, I have a note on this horse, and this horse always seems to stop, and it won't have the lead here because the 8 will. And the 8 always stops, and I think the 1 will stop. I have a note on the 1 horse that said that this horse needs the lead for its best. So then you've got the 5 horse, EquinEdge's second pick, who's 5-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. Horse comes from way back. I would give this horse a look if there is a bunch of speed in here and the 8 and the 1 really duel and they stop. But I think that the class of the 6 is going to be too much, and I think the 6-horse Spectacular Gal could be a single. So look at that horse and see what you think. In race number 5 from Laurel Park, She'll Make News or Waves. Scratch the 3-horse. Here's a first-time starter. Now, what I noticed was not only is this horse 59% chance to win, 2-1 EquinEdge morning line, top EquinEdge pick. Yeah, the GSR is not great, but none of the GSRs are great in this field. But this horse also has pace, meaning it's somewhat fast early. At least that's what the pace number says. And even with first-time starters, our pace number is pretty darn accurate. So I think you have to give this horse a look. And I don't know, this horse could go off at 3-5, or it could go off at 3-1. If you see this horse anywhere like 4-1, 5-1, it's probably dead on the board, and I would be careful. But you could get 2-1, 5-2 on this horse, and this horse could romp in this race. There doesn't seem to be much in this race. Okay, so just look at this horse very carefully. Okay, race number 8, Vigil Anna, or race number 6, excuse me. It's the 8 horse. Seems too tough for these on paper, but this horse has been off since January 6th. Now drops in class here. And I would give the 2 horse Heir to the Roar a look too. But let's look at the 8 horse, and I'll tell you why I like this horse, and I'll tell you what I'm concerned about. So when you look at this horse, the class of this horse barely lost last time out, going 5 furlongs in the synthetic while finishing. Now gets an extra half of a furlong, and this horse is facing much easier. Look at this, 10 points lower on the SOR. Win percentage goes up to 30%. GSR is about the same. So what am I concerned about? I'm a little concerned why this horse has been off since January 6th and now coming back to run today on the 25th. A little concerned, like what is the reason? And then drops big. But if this horse is okay, this horse romps in this race. And I think the other horse you want to look at, Heir to the Roar, this horse is very interesting. 3rd off the layoff, didn't run bad last time out. This is an easier field other than the 8 Vigil Anna. Going to save ground from the inside. So I like the 8 to win. If all things are good, this 8 horse wins by 4 or 5 lengths. And if not, maybe look for the 2 horse to get up and beat this group. There's not a lot of pace in this race. So, and by the way, the 8 horse from that post with this SOR, which is our class number, this horse actually, even though it doesn't show it on the pace, it's not that far away from the 11 as far as the pace number from 35 to 51. Well, this class of this horse could move this horse way up, and I wouldn't be surprised if this 8 horse goes gate to wire or sits right off of the 11 horse. So again, I'm a little worried why this horse has been off a month and a half. Makes no sense to me. Something wrong, and now all of a sudden the drop in class, or they could be fooling us and this horse wins for fun. You're going to have to make that call, but this is the horse to beat for sure on paper. All right, let's go to Concrete Glory. So I watched the video on this horse. It's very interesting. So let me tell you what I've noticed about Concrete Glory. First of all, this horse was claimed 2 back by Safi for $6,250. Moved up to 16,000. I remember this race. I singled this horse, and I was like, wow, could this horse really move up to? I mean, Safi's a really good trainer, and he believes this horse is for 16,000. And that horse won, broke slow, rushed up, and pulled away. Okay. So what's the issue? Well, first of all, the horse is not for sale right now, which is not an issue. That's fantastic that Safi doesn't even have this horse for sale. When you have a horse like this that's doing well and has some back class like this horse does, that's what you're looking for, because sometimes these horses can get in good form and they have the ability to run good. So I don't think this level is that tough for this horse. So I would ignore the $6,250. Here's the only concern. Is that this horse is going from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs and has never run past 6 furlongs that I could see. But I will tell you this, at 6 furlongs, this horse was pulling away. Okay. And there's only one horse, Frosted Armor, that has a better GSR and has a really good record, 2 wins in 1 second, is the EquinEdge Long Shot. Seems to be a little bit tactical, and this horse will be sitting right behind the 5 horse. So, okay. And then this horse uncorked the bottle. Could maybe have something gone wrong last time out. Yeah, this horse was bet big, was 37%, and faced Concrete Glory last time and had 0 excuses. Concrete Glory was best. Unless there's a turnaround here that I don't see. I didn't see anything on the changes. I just don't see how Uncork the Bottle turns things around here on Concrete Glory. The interesting horse here, 7-2 odds maker morning line on Caramel Chip, but 10-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. But this horse in that last race with Concrete Glory, who's going to be your big favorite, really finished up nicely and now gets an extra furlong. So I would definitely look at the one very, very carefully. But and so the horses I'm thinking about here, Concrete Glory could be a single. And then if you want to spread in this race, you would just add the 1 and the 2. That's what I'm thinking for this race. All right, let's get on to race number 8, Chasing the Crown, the 9 horse. I studied on this race for a long time. And, when I started really dissecting this race, I really came down to this 9. And he needed his last race. He's in top of most of the metrics. Seems ultra tough here. And I thought it was a 9-6 cold exacta. So this horse is for Bill Mott. And here's the thing. This horse should run a really good race. But just because you run good like this off the layoff, what you have to see is, of course, Bill Mott wants to keep this horse within its conditions, right? 25,000, optional claiming, non-winners of 1 restricted, in the same level. So now Bill Mott is at the mercy of whatever is written in the condition book for this condition, and that is 7.5 furlongs on turf. So you can't just assume because of this horse has to go 2.5 furlongs longer. The GSR drops 7 points. Do I think this horse can win? I do think this horse can win, but Chasing the Crown, everything is looking good for this horse. Second off the layoff, ran a good race from the inside against 11 other horses, still got third. And I think Paco Lopez, good post. I think the 9 horse Chasing the Crown is going to be really, really tough. I think the 6 hangs in there for second. I'm seeing a 9-6 here in the 8th race from Gulfstream Park. All right. 3s over deuces at Laurel Park. This is race number 8. Here's my notes on 8-year-old will sit a good trip. I hesitated a little bit on giving this horse out, but this is an 8-year-old. And you can see this horse always tries. Now, it's an 8-year-old. I don't like that they brought this horse immediately back here in this allowance race. Still got a second place finish. This horse now has a 3.5-week break. This horse can run good in a field that should stop. None of these horses that have speed look like they can continue. And this horse is going to sit on the inside. Now, there is 10 horses in this race, so the 2 is going to have to get the trip. But this is a veteran. And I think this 8-year-old might get the trip on the inside and win this race. So certainly if you're playing verticals, you would put the 2 in all spots, maybe even only the first and second spots. So anyways, I couldn't help myself. I had to give this horse out today. Scaramucci is the 1 horse here in this 9th race from Gulfstream Park. Let's look at my note. Long shot, throw out the turf experiment. He gets pace to chase and has to beat the 7 Candyman Rocket. I almost gave Candyman Rocket my pick for Bill Mott. But let's look at this. There's a ton of speed in here between the 2, 5, and 6. They all need to be forwardly placed, all of them. I see them dueling. Now let's look at Candyman Rocket first. This is a very, very nice horse. You can see it has issues. It only ran once in 2022 and then came back to really win easily against a nice group of horses last time out. So I have no doubt that Candyman Rocket is a really solid horse, and Bill Mott is got this horse doing well. Probably the horse to beat on paper, likes to win, 4 wins. You cannot leave this horse out. But there is some speed. And this horse, if you throw out this race, look at it drop from a 75 GSR to a 58 GSR. And now it's going back up to a 75 GSR, coming here to Gulfstream Park for the first time. And look at this horse. $397,000 earned, 6 wins, EquinEdge long shot. This horse is very consistent. There's a high likelihood that 2, 5, and 6 are going to stop. I didn't like the 3 and the 4. That leaves the 1 and the 7. That's my assessment of this race. Let's go to the last horse for today. That's in the last race at Gulfstream Park. And I took Wonka. This is an EquinEdge long shot that's 44% to win. I actually don't think I've ever seen that before. It's 3-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. And probably some of you already saw this and are saying, Scotty, why'd you give this horse out? But this horse is going to get bet and might even go off as your favorite. I have never seen that before. It's interesting. Very interesting that the EquinEdge long shot is 44%, has plenty of class with that 66 SOR, has a fine GSR of 63. I don't know anything else other than those numbers. Honestly, though it's just pretty impressive. And okay, I did notice this 4-horse making my move, the EquinEdge top pick, but it's the same scenario here as that Bill Mott horse. It's going from 5 furlongs to 7.5 furlongs. GSR drops a little bit, but it has such a big pace advantage. Big pace advantage. I think we're looking at a 3-4 exacta. I think somehow the 3 is going to catch the 4. And, again, I don't like to see a move where a horse has to, go 2.5 furlongs further than what it did last time out, and it lost last time out. But clearly this horse is going to have a big lead. I think at the end of the day, Wonka's still going to win this race, and the 4-horse will probably end up 2nd or 3rd. So Wonka is going to be my play. All right, let's go to the 26th. And let me look and see what. Okay, yeah, thank you, Brian. So producer Brian is showing the picks for today. Let's look at them. You can see they're in order of post time, starting in race number 4 from Gulfstream Park, and there's 9 plays today. So let's get some. Hopefully, we'll get some luck. Okay, so now we're going to go to. I think. Let me see. I wrote this down. Scotty spot play Sunday. So we're going to go to race number 5 at Aqueduct tomorrow. Okay. So thank you, David, very much. So the 1-horse Lady Banker has pace, even money on the EquinEdge morning line, top EquinEdge pick. And I watched this race replay. They were giving this horse this race, not even really trying. Does draw the rail, but I think this horse is so fast. I don't really even think it's going to really matter. I mean, that's a big pace advantage for a second-time starter. Has a good GSR. The only other horse I'll tell you is another second-time starter who drew the rail last time out. I don't think is as good as Lady Banker. Is the 7 April Spritz, and so maybe. That's a hunch play with April Spritz, but no, but I like Lady Banker. Okay. Gulfstream Park race number 1, the 11-horse. Okay. I really like this horse. Now, I know it's only 12%, but I think I found something in what appears to be a wide open race. Now, it's so important. Justin hit that I think it was a pick 4 at Aqueducts, I think it was last week sometime. And you guys, hold on one second. I got my charger. This computer's about to go off. Hold on. Okay. That would have been horrible. It's so Justin he singled an EquinEdge long shot. I remember it was a 5-horse, and he found something. The ticket generator gave him, 4 or 5 horses, and he forced the system to single that and then played a $160 ticket or $40 ticket or something. It wasn't much. And hit for like $36,000 or $38,000. So believe it or not, now this horse here, this 11, it might go off as a favorite, lukewarm, but many people are going to cover 5 or 6 horses here, right? Good morning, Catherine. Many people are going to cover 36,000. So in a race like this, if you find a single, then you can spread in some of the other races. Now, I think this horse deserves a long look. Look, this horse is it ran in a straight maiden last time out. First of all, they must have liked its first race. Why wouldn't they? Faced 9 horses, broke 9th, and barely lost. But then they moved the horse up to a maiden special weight, state bred, but still maiden special weight. And I mean, that was just too tough. And this horse is not like it didn't run. It tried. Okay. Now it's going on turf for the first time, but it's moving up in GSR. So it has some turf breeding. Zayas is aboard, and it's facing a 42 group. all things being equal, I think this horse can run a really big race. There's not a lot of speed in this race. I think this horse probably with a decent break, if it can get a decent break. Now, you do have to worry about the post a little bit, no question. I know what some of you are thinking, but especially the starting position, you have to be careful for. This track diagram right here is incorrect. They're starting about where the finish line is over here. So the horse could end up wide in the first trip, but I'm going to trust in Zayas to give the horse a good trip for Safi Joseph, and watch out for the 11 horse. In race number 2 at Gulfstream Park, I'm on the 4 horse, the EquinEdge Long Shot. I thought this horse really deserved a really good look. Look, when the top win percentage is only 24%, and it happens to be the EquinEdge Long Shot, 7-1 EquinEdge morning line, very good GSR. And look at this horse. It looks terrible. For sure, I get it. But look, it's also going, so not only is it facing easier, but the GSR is going up and the win percentage went to 24%. And every horse looks like this. Every horse looks like this. Now, here's the thing. The 1 horse, could it go gate to wire? It can. No question. It can go gate to wire. The 6 horse, but it does draw the rail, and I'm hoping, maybe it doesn't break great, and then the 8 horse is fast, and the 2 horse is kind of fast. So it's not like the 2 horses right next to the 1. So I'm hoping, okay, well, this 1 might not get a great break. If the 1 clears, the 1 is gone for sure. And then the 6 horse is even money on the EquinEdge morning line, but why wouldn't it be? I mean, it's got 2 third-place finishes, or second-place finish, 3 second-place finishes, and a third-place finish. So but it has burned money. Even money favorite last time out with only 6 horses, like it has burned money. So maybe in a race like this, you take the EquinEdge Long Shot, and it's going to come down to how you bet it. Okay. Race number 7 here from Gulfstream Park. I mean, I had to take the EquinEdge Long Shot because this horse, if you look on 129, faced the 7 horse, who's going to be one of the favorites in the race. And the 7 horse was third by a half of a length. The 2 horse was second by a quarter of a length. And they're cutting back in distance. I mean, I'm kind of surprised this horse is 8-1 on the morning line, 12-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. And one of the reasons why I like the 2 is because I don't necessarily love the 10. The 10 has been the favorite in the last 5 races, and it's won 4 of them, no question. But now it draws the 10 hole, right? And this horse doesn't really have a ton of speed. It'll probably sit a good trip, but I'll tell you, there could be the 4 horse dueling on the lead. The 2 horse is going to from the inside. I wouldn't be surprised if the 2 horse was sent from the beginning and maybe goes gate to wire. 10's the horse to beat, but you can see it barely won last time out. So, why not try to beat this horse? Let's see, who did it face? So yeah, on 1-7, look at this. On 1-7, the 2 horse Mamza, the EquinEdge Long Shot, only lost by a length and 3/4 to the 10. A length and 3/4. And now this horse, Mamza, with the post, could end up getting the lead. So we'll see. 10, I would just say this, 10 can win this race for sure, is the horse to beat, but that horse can't make any mistakes. So maybe take a chance on a horse that will go off at a price. Race number 8 from Gulfstream Park. I like the 6 horse, Broadway Force, 32%, 2-1 EquinEdge morning line, top EquinEdge pick. This horse has the top GSR as well. I mean, everything is pointing towards this horse. Now, this horse was off since October of 2021, came back in January to win off that long layoff. This horse is 32% now. There's really not that much in this race. Has a big win percentage over the 4 horse even, and this horse does not look that great. Dropping in win percentage has, yeah, I think the 6 horse Broadway Force is a single. A lot of times I don't like picking horses that break their maiden against winners, but I think who this horse faced who she faced in the maiden special weight group is tougher than what's in this race here. So Broadway Force tomorrow, EquinEdge top pick, 32% top win, top GSR. I'm going with Broadway Force. So, all right. So that's a look at the weekend spot plays. There's a look right there. Brian is showing you that. Thank you, producer Brian. Let's take a look. We have an all-star show, at 12 o'clock. So basically in about an hour from now, we're going to have Coach Steve Guerin, Richard Eng, who was the author, by the way, of Betting on Horse Racing for Dummies, right? And we've got Gabe. Gabe, I've known Gabe a long time, fantastic handicapper, and he loves to share his picks, and he's fantastic. You're going to get a kick out of him. He's a lot of fun. Looking forward to having all three of them on the show. So it's going to be fun. We'll probably go for 3 or 4 hours on the All-Star show today. That starts in about an hour from now. Okay, so hopefully you can join in on us. We're going to have a good time. Big shout out to my team too. I really want to, Brian, great job here on all the graphics and producing and stuff. And big shout out to Brad and his team, and Emmeline and Anna. I mean, they do an amazing job. Alexis, really appreciate the entire team to bring this to you. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the new release. There's some bugs on here, little things like, I won't go over all of them, but like trainer claims and trainer changes and things like this, that'll be coming here in probably about a week. So in fact, you're not going to have to wait a year again for a release, because releases are going to be coming up like every couple of weeks. Some will be really noticeable, some won't be, but we're having a lot of fun now. We finally got past that rough release, and so appreciate all your support. Look forward to seeing you here on the All-Star Show in about an hour from now. Okay, thank you so much.